Yeah, that would have bought my orbital satellite, and that would have put like a decent chunk of spare change towards that Harrier jet that I wanted.
Oh yeah, that thing's spency. Yeah. There was a new GTA update, is what we're talking about. It's called the Doomsday Heists.
It's so whack.
The biggest content update since the original Heist update. Basically.
Do you like Tron? Do you like the 80s?
I do.
Well, fuck off.
How about a new Tron tank?
How about a new Tron tank? How about we put your DeLorean in there? By the way, it's the Back to the Future car. It can fly.
It's so good.
Doc Brown Elon Musk teamed up with Doc Brown, and they put machine guns and rocket launchers into the DeLorean.
He's more of a Roy Moore character than a Doc Brown.
No, Doc Brown's from Back to the Future.
Oh, got it. Yeah, no, Buster definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he diddles kids.
He definitely diddles kids. Congratulations,
whether they know
Doug
they're
Jones.
getting diddled or not, he just digitally diddles them.
Hey, if you need a guy to catfish a 9-year-old in the name chat room, I'm your guy.
What if we need a guy to pretend to be a 9-year-old for Chris Hansen?
I'm real good at that.
Okay. I just wanted to throw that out there, so that it's like you're playing both sides of the spectrum. So if the police start investigating you for catfishing someone, it turns out that you're catfishing yourself.
Yeah, I catfish myself every time.
Oh man, it's the best circle jerk I've ever seen you do.
That's if you just hack the account of the person you're catfishing when you know you're about to get caught, and then make it seem as if that account was yours, you're safe.
You know, there was a guy who was chatting with a 14-year-old girl, and it turned out to be his ex-wife, and he had an affidavit signed saying that he knew it was her for months in advance to this, and she was trying to oh yeah, no, he's looking for sex outside of our marriage, and he's proposing to this child to do all these sexual acts, and it's I've got this affidavit here signed 4 months ago. This is second day that I've been chatting with this girl. I knew it was my wife, and I knew she was trying to do this.
Man, he was committed to just
make
her look like a fool.
It was great.
People aren't good at talking not like themselves.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I don't know how Nick talks.
Poorly. And ideally not at all. In other news, since we done Cuck and Nick.
Cuck.
Witcher's getting a Netflix series.
Yes!
Oh yeah.
It's based on the books and not the games. That's a distinction to make.
Yeah.
It was originally going to be a film that has just since been turned into a series.
That's the better way to do it. The Witcher shouldn't be done as a series of movies.
It should be written by the person who does Daredevil and the Defenders and stuff.
Daredevil was solid. Punisher was good.
Defenders.
Punisher just got renewed for a second season.
There's a lot going on. Jessica Jones season 2.
Jessica Jones season 2 in March.
I didn't care for Jessica Jones. I didn't care for Iron Fist. I didn't care for...
No one cared for Iron Fist.
God.
A lot of people didn't care for Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, I could see where they were going. It just wasn't my thing.
It didn't commit to anything.
Yep.
It did a little bit of a lot of stuff, but not a lot of anything. And that was kind of... It was a wasted opportunity, is I think the best way to describe it.
It was butt.
But
if I may quote someone, he called it as I started watching it, and I just heard the dialogue going blackety black black. And then someone else responded with blackety black black black.
See, that's the thing, is I don't think it nearly went as political as they were ready to. They were like, hey, let's make a message. They committed,
and then they backed off in the next scene.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they okay, now we're gonna throw this out there, and they're just they don't know how hard to commit with Luke Cage.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
People need to just say things
when Luke Cage,
and not try to not say them.
When Luke Cage was actively pushing forward, it was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
When they were just kind of trying to back it off a little bit,
back it up,
just slow down to a crawl.
Good, bad.
Luke Cage pushing it was great. Luke Cage, we're gonna back it off a little bit. Now we're gonna back it off, get people back into their comfort zone. I got bored and I stopped watching it.
Whoa, too woke, back up.
Back up. We don't know what we're gonna do now.
We're reaching standard levels of woke.
On a completely unrelated tangent, welcome to the MoistyVoice.
Episode 34! Woo! Connor.
I'm Nick.
I'm Michael.
We're the MoistyBoiz.
We
Hey,
are
Moist.
here to talk about things and make you feel
Just
bad
talk
about
about-
your status in life.
Whatever. We used to talk about news, but then we stopped caring about news.
News
No,
got
we
too
just-
Like, we
woke.
get 3 articles a week now, and
News.
and we just...
The news got woke.
News got too woke, man.
Dude.
It used to be like, who's Jake Gyllenhaal fucking tomorrow?
Who's
And now
me,
it's like,
me.
who's the
me.
senator fucking 30 years ago? And I'm like,
It was
man,
still me.
I mean, like, I found one funny news story today, and then I found one news story I want to talk about because it pisses me the fuck off.
Okay.
Let's start with the angry one.
Yeah, I want to
So
go angry.
that stupid fucking thing where Trump went to Utah and said, "I'm gonna cut down on the size of these national forests and parks by 85%."
Yeah, it cut them
Honestly,
the fuck back.
the stupidest part about it was the quote of, some people think that all this land belongs to the hands of a few bureaucrats in Washington. I don't think... What a fucking
No,
stupid
some people that the
explanation.
natural resources of Utah should be controlled by a small handful of very distant bureaucrats located in Washington. And guess what? They're wrong.
What an ass backwards way of saying, I want to mine the national parks.
Yes.
Like, to say... Because he can't just come out and say, national parks are stupid and I want oil. He has to, like, be like, oh, these Washington types are using their politics to fuck up the trees.
No, these Washington
it's
types.
weird that he had to go and like make an excuse for it, because there's a classic way to do it. You just start a ski competition,
And
you set up a
frack
banquet,
the mountain.
and then you frack the mountain.
President Trump, what were you doing while everybody was so distracted by the Hollywood scandal? Oh, I fracked the mountain.
Buying the Russian stripper won't be hard at all for him.
Right?
But so in April, Trump asked one of his guys to go through and look at every single national monument and national park made in the last 20 years and ask, how can we get rid of this? And if we can't get rid of it, how much of it can we get rid of?
I gotta say, that single human being might be one of the biggest pieces of trash in the country.
No,
The
that
guy
was-
who takes the job of national
You
park
don't-
killer.
I don't think you really get
I
to
take
take
it.
that job. I think that it's more forced unto you.
Could say no.
Yeah, and then you
I'm
don't
like,
have a job.
dude, I need to fucking frack the mountain.
Yeah, unless you really just genuinely hate national parks.
Well,
The
here's
dude,
the thing.
okay, so the guy who was told to do it by Trump, he even leaked the plans for it early and just went like, "Oops, I just showed my balls
that's how
on
you do it.
stream."
so
that's
he's
how you do
Galen
it.
Erso. Okay,
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he like that. I'm happy with him. Like you were like being on, like, did you not fully read the story?
Last second, just comes out of the blue. Guess what, guys? We're doing some shitty things. Looks at the president.
Oh
It's
no!
on you.
I sent out 3,000 emails. All of them were sent to Hillary Clinton, but I CC'd all of the
God
major.
damn it.
Whoops! This was supposed to just go to the Russians. I accidentally CC'd the media.
Oh no! It's just you look at the
It's-
CC and it just says the media.
Oh.
It's a thing that I've been talking about for a while. Is we've been starting to take more and more preventive measures and blah blah blah. It's okay, maybe global warming is real, says our government. Like they didn't fucking realize that 40 years ago. And we're already past the point of no return, and we've been there for a long while. There's no point of we kill all cars now, we start all reclamation, that we save and return to where we were. What we need to do is frack everything, build more cars, and push it to the point where we die to rebuild faster.
But what if all the water on Mars is because we fucked up Mars and then came to Earth, man?
Whatever idiot Tumblred that I will personally beat with a wet book.
That's just gross.
Yeah.
Pulp is gonna just stick.
It's not enjoyable
point
for
of it.
either of us.
But, like, yeah, I'm fucking pissed off because I spent a lot of time in my youth outdoors. And one of those great things was going to national parks and fucking camping out there. And
Yellowstone was like mind blowing. That
Yeah.
was dope as hell.
And so you want to know one of the parks in Utah that's getting cut the most?
The Mormon one.
I
don't
can't remember the exact title of it, but it's full of slot canyons and a shit ton of plateaus.
Aw.
It's the kind of place where they might film a series that might take place on, let's say, a wide, barren, plain area,
Oh, no!
and it's gonna get fracked and destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Witcher is now filming in Utah. Trump,
Not
not
even
if
that.
I can frack it.
That's not the series I'm even talking about.
Oh, you're talking about your Mistborn series.
So-
Or
No, Stormlight Archives.
Man,
one of many Sanderson series that you want to be
Witcher
made.
isn't Sanderson.
Yeah. Witcher's some...
No, I know that.
Sweet,
I'm
like,
saying
what is...
Mistborn,
Nor-
Stormlight,
Swedish?
you want them all.
No, he's Polish.
Polish, okay.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he's Polish.
So, The Witcher's a Polish guy who just gets very upset whenever his IP gets used, because he signs some
my God,
very
yeah.
shitty deals.
He just
No,
doesn't
he
know
just
how
like
contracts
sold it
work.
to
No,
the
he-
first people because he's like, this isn't gonna work well. I can use some money.
Yeah, he, rather than taking like a percentage of it, he took a flat lump sum.
He just sold
'Cause
them
they
the rights
offered-
to make the game.
He offered them like a percentage, like they offered him initially a percentage of the total revenue.
And he's
Well,
like,
he
you're not
says-
gonna make money.
Yeah, you're not going to make money off of this. People don't play video games. And then he went and just decided, yeah, I'll take a lump sum instead. Ha ha ha, I got the better. Give me money, please.
And all he does is shit talk them because he's bitter.
Yeah, because they did a better job than he did.
And he's like crazy about her, like, oh, this isn't how it happened in the books and blah blah. They're faithful adaptations.
They're
Oh,
very good.
They're very well done. I went through and read some of the translations of the books because they're all originally Polish.
Oh, yeah, no. And fans had to translate them because the dude didn't want to spring for actual translations.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't. Him and his editor or whatever, they don't actually do the translations. A lot of fans have done just English translations.
No single person has hated their work so much.
Yeah.
It does. It even. It's that he hates that other people get to enjoy and prosper from his work more than he does.
I think it's just he
Wait.
wants to write purely for himself.
No, I
No.
think it's just that he wants the biggest dick. Like, hey, this is me, and everyone needs to be like, oh yeah, this is you.
You
And
are
he's not getting that.
amazing.
And we recognize him. We recognize The Witcher's a great series and that he
Yeah.
made a great thing, but he's being a dick about it.
The
so-
number one fucking thing is that he won't let people translate the books. And then he complains about not having a big enough audience.
Yeah.
Why? Because they can't fucking read it.
Honestly, he just needs to move on. Make
I think
new
I
things.
think he did recently. This is
I
like
think
he's the
that
same
he's-
person but less vocal.
Ever since that whole fucking interview between that they like when Witcher 3 came out,
Ever
there was
since
an
Witcher
interview.
3 was decided as one of the best games of all time.
Yeah, and so like there was an interview between that the guys interviewed him. They interviewed CD Projekt Red, and they went back and re-interviewed him with the information from the CD Projekt Red interview, and they just kind of like kept throwing it in his face, all the lies he had told in the initial interview, and he's just, no, you get out of my house.
Yeah.
And since then, I feel like he's decided I can't be a bitch about this.
He can't win.
People have access to information that I don't because I can't read foreign languages and I refuse to get it translated.
I think it's just the
Google
internet
Translate,
exists.
Google Translate comes up on his computer and asks, "Do you want to translate this?" And he just gets really
And he goes
upset.
and uninstalls the translate thing.
He just uninstalls Google entirely.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Just goes to Firefox.
Nah, he just seems like a very bitter person who refuses to accept technology. He's like the crotchetiest old person.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
But the series is gonna be dope. I'm excited.
I think it will be.
I have
as
high
long as they
hopes.
get the casting down, I think that could really make or break the immersion of like enjoying the series.
Oh yeah.
Is if they like really botch the leads.
The problem is that a lot of fans are going to be like, oh well, I've seen, because there's one, I think I forget his name, but he's like the Geralt of Rivia cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the living, breathing Geralt, and a lot of fans are like, holy shit, he's just that. And when he obviously isn't cast,
Well, yeah, they'd be insane too.
right,
But who
fans are gonna be like, well, this character is fucking nothing like.
I'm saying as long as they don't go like, oh, we decided to make it Russell Crowe because he's so sellable, but he's also this chiseled foreign
It's-
figure.
If they,
Tom Cruise.
I'd be worried if they chose a big name.
Exactly.
I
That's what I'm
can't
saying.
think of a big name that would fit the role. That would.
I
honor
can't
the
think of
role.
a single person that I would have thrown in for Geralt.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
No.
Nope. Yep. Yeah, I'm there. I see it.
Except like
I'm hesitant on it.
really beefed. I don't think he can beef up. I
If
think
he
he's like
beefed up,
scrawny for
I'm
No,
there
like
with it.
that's my exact like thing where
his
I'm
face
worried.
needs to beef up.
I don't
He
think
can wear prosthetics or slim down a bit.
I don't think that they can get him big enough for it.
How huge can you get, Mads?
And he's like, well, how much steroids are you gonna give me?
And then there's gonna be problems because Kojima needs him to be small for the mocap
It-
for Death Stranding 2.
Oh my god!
Did you see all the
Mads!
edits
Mads!
of people going into the mouth and the baby? Did you see the trailer?
The 10-minute trailer of
Oh
just
my God.
amazing.
It was when Death Stranding was first announced and Kojima was put into Sony, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be cool. And I'm coming from it as a guy who thought Metal Gear Solid was pretty cool, but it was just like a little too off kilter to have actually been great. And
That's the thing that
and
makes
like
it
the
great.
games themselves, like gameplay, phenomenal. But I've never been like Metal Gear Solid is amazing.
Yeah.
Like this is
Seeing Death Stranding is like, oh shit, this might be like
The best thing
what
ever.
he's been going for.
my favorite thing about Metal Gear is how there's the serious side, and that's what's presented at the forefront of how serious everything is. Then you start digging into the game, and you're like, this is just an entire fucking mess. There's a
It's
5-minute
such a
long
mess.
conversation about an Indian guy talking about how much he loves hamburgers.
Why don't you love hamburgers?
Why do you hate hamburgers?
No, there's just this. So there's a code talker
Yeah.
from Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid 5. There's an entire codec conversation that he leaves in Metal Gear Solid 5 that the entire thing is just him talking about how much he loves hamburgers.
Hamburgers are great.
The-
It's
Really
just he's
good.
never had a hamburger before. And after Kaz made him his very first hamburger, he's like, "Oh my god, I can't stop eating these
They're
these
5 minutes good.
burgers."
Burgers are great.
And it's
They
like you
are
just
at
find the
least 5
stupid
minutes
random
great.
things.
I want a burger right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just find like stupid random conversation things like,
Oh.
"Why is this in a game?" And it's
Who do we need to sponsor for them to cater to us on stream?
Wendy's.
Ooh, Red Robin. Oh, Wendy's. Wendy's. I want Wendy's. Red Robin would be fun, but Wendy's.
Wendy's. We will sell you our dicks. Cater to us.
We will talk all about your
Wendy's,
fresh, never
we-
frozen beef.
we'll get your social media representative like to join us on the podcast if
Oh,
you
that
send us like a lifetime supply of nuggets.
That
yeah.
person either has to be like an absolute thrill to be around 24/7 or just a real fucking
Downer.
exhausting person.
Probably
Not even
both.
like a downer, just
It might be like, wow, they're just too good to be around. It's exhausting for me.
because there are some people that are just they're always at 100.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't do that. You need to like be sad for at least a minute.
No, it's kind of
I
like
hit
how
your quota constantly.
like a
I'm
Connor
doing
just like
fine.
tells a joke and he just gets really sad and everybody around him starts feeling bad and then Connor tells another joke and people start laughing. But this time it was a joke about his depression and they're laughing out of awkward.
Yeah, why don't people laugh at my depression? I do.
The like regional head of HR came in and I was like, do I need to be able to say anything, like speak to certain things? She's like, no, she might ask you some like HR type questions. So I was like, well, okay, if she comes up and says like, hey, how are you doing? I'm gonna respond, well, as you know, I've been depressed recently.
I mean, yeah.
So
How do you not open with that?
Maybe I'll get paid more.
You might.
Give
You'll
me
be-
sad money.
Yeah, I'm depressed because of the work environment. Give me a raise.
I feel like if I made like $2 more per hour, I'd be able to fill that hole inside my heart.
was that hole caused by a surgeon deciding to burn their initials into your
Yo,
liver?
I will fight for this
That's
guy.
the reason I sent that in because I felt like you would just resonate with
I
this.
feel like they earned it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did
I'm
that
with
whole
this guy.
surgery, and you think I'm just gonna let you walk around as if I didn't totally do that for you? Be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, I did this surgery myself. Like, nah, motherfucker, my name's on you.
so
In you.
In you.
there's a surgeon in the UK who, after several, I think it was two. So far it has been two that he's admitted to, two different surgeries where he actually burned his initials into the patient's liver after successfully completing the surgery.
They didn't
So
get hurt.
hardcore.
Yeah, and so it's just he burned his initials into there, and it's just like, how do you figure that out?
Yeah, that was my
Like,
question. Was
yeah.
how did
One
the
of
first
his guys had to rat him out.
Yeah,
That's what
it had
was.
to be something like that. Because there's no way somebody just casually finds out, like, oh shit, that's there.
Like, you're gonna feel that very small thing rubbing on the interior of your flesh.
And I don't think, like, any sort of x-rays or those kinds of things would reveal that.
No. So
Well,
it's just like someone
Blade
had
Runner
to...
2049 would beg to differ.
At this point in time, we don't have the technology to go in and see internal burning on a liver.
That's fair.
Somebody poked him open. Or one of his patients died. That could have also happened.
And they pulled out his liver for a liver transplant? You don't
No, they
transplant.
happened to have an autopsy because it was a weird kind of death. And while they were in there, they were like,
That's
the
like
fuck?
a double jeopardy. You can't just transplant another transplant.
No double transplant.
You can't transplant what's already been
If you have money, you
transplanted.
can.
Put my liver
there are
in
people
someone
who've gone
else.
through like 8
No,
hearts.
here's what you do. You put... No, it's a receiving new one. You can't
No, I'm
take
saying you can't use the same liver twice.
Yeah.
Why?
It's bad
thing.
for
It's a thing.
It's a health code violation.
Well, I mean, obviously, whoever got the liver was in such bad shape that they needed a liver. They probably fucked it up.
If you just need a liver, I'll take a used one. If I'm gonna die without it...
Look, do you have any, like, pre-transplanted livers? I can go on that list.
What about the person who acts like an organ smuggler and they like add an extra liver into that person's body and then like it gets removed once he gets to the location or something?
Oh, there you go. Donate livers. Like, or sell livers or whatever. Like yours. And then get a transplant. And then just keep doing it.
No, but what if I'm the doctor and I'm working with the smuggler and they get confused and take the one that has my signature and not the plain one, and then the person walks around as if I didn't save their life?
No, but like
As if I don't own them as a person.
if they've got your signature inside of them, technically you branded them and they're your slave.
Or
What do
they
you
could
mean
be your
technically?
cattle.
No, it's a technicality because you know the Bright Lord. Like they do their own thing until you command them.
I'm just saying, if he went through all the work and he gave them that liver that's keeping them alive, the least they owe him is like, you know, a little patch of their liver so he can sort of put a sweet little initial.
Yeah.
But so like the prosecutor who was prosecuting this said he had no fucking clue how to handle this because this is a court case that he has never thought would come up. It was an intentional
I'm
application.
surprised this hasn't come up before.
Honestly, it seems like it's pretty plausible.
If I was a doctor, I'd have been doing this by now.
He said that this was a completely unprecedented break of like abuse law or something. It was this was a case without legal precedent. There is no legal precedent set for this.
Those are rare nowadays.
Yeah, no, that's rare.
I find that hard to believe.
For branding someone on the inside
or
during a surgery. So it's like an artist signing their work.
It has to
so
just
maybe
be,
that's like, because it doesn't cause any actual damage.
There's definitely has to be something similar enough to base this off of.
It's like if a tattoo artist signed their name to your tattoo.
Some people do. They allow
Exactly.
That weirdly enough, that I'm not okay with. Put it on my liver. Don't put it on my skin. That's on the outside.
No, I'm not okay with the surgeon doing this either. I just ideally keep all of my original organs.
What if you had to like get one replaced to make the mechs?
I die.
But the mech suit.
I don't want mech
No,
suit.
I was about to say like the mech implants work.
Why would I need an organ?
Like maybe you needed a smaller liver or a larger liver that could handle
your
more
heart
of the
is
processing.
too strong for these legs.
Your heart
doesn't make any sense.
Your heart's not strong enough. We got to put a bigger heart in there.
My heart's plenty strong.
No, it isn't.
I love like a motherfucker.
It's just like broken as shit.
That's why it's
not strong. If you put the money
enough.
into fixing it, it'll work fine.
Bitch, you can't just reform shit that's broken and call it better than new.
Oh no, do that. Is it Chinese or Japanese? Where they just reform it with gold? I'm gonna lace it with gold and all the cracks.
Oh, the pottery thing.
Yeah.
I'll just do that, and it'll work
That
fine.
doesn't work on internal organs.
Have they tried?
Says who? Says fucking who, bro?
Until someone tries, I don't believe it.
My heart's gonna pump gold.
That part might kill you.
Oh no, I'm good. If the molten nickel in my vape doesn't first, it's gonna be the gold in my heart.
Speaking of gold.
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes!
They're shiny, and they're
no-
not really globes.
I have nothing really to say about this.
I still don't know exactly. They seem to be between Emmys and Oscars?
Really, it should be like the Golden Flat Earths, but whatever. It's 2017. People aren't woke enough, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, Luke Cage. Why didn't you try harder?
Luke Cage is the reason not everyone is on board.
Luke Cage is the reason we're no longer woke.
I believe it.
But so the Golden Globes they're weird. First of all, they're not voted on by your traditional, like,
Council?
thing. It's just a bunch of dudes who decided, like, hey, we're gonna decide what's good entertainment.
Isn't that the Oscars?
No, Oscars is voted by everybody who works in the industry. The Golden Globes is straight up, like, these 50, like,
Wait,
rich
so you're telling
people.
me, like, Oscars rolls around, Bruce Willis gets a note in the mail,
Yes.
please mail it. That's awesome.
That's exactly... So the nominations are done by everyone in the film industry who's a part of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and something.
Okay.
The guilds.
No, it's the Oscars is... That's why it's called the Academy Awards. It's the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and something. So you become a member when you, like, earn being a member. And then people in the specific field vote between the nominees. So, like, everyone can nominate Best Director. Whoever gets the most votes gets nominated. Then you have your 8 people. And then the directors get to vote who they thought was the best director of those nominees.
Huh.
So that's how those work. The Golden Globes is just a bunch of dudes sitting around, and maybe some ladies, just sitting around like, hey,
Us.
we're good. Let's be the people. And
We're
so they
the
put on
Golden
this,
Globes.
They're like, we want to put on a big party and celebrities and give them awards because we like them. So that's basically what the Golden Globes are. It's
I
a
want in
clusterfuck.
on that.
So how
Joseph
about we play
Gordon-Levitt won
right
all
now,
categories.
right here, let's do our own Golden Globes. We've got the nominations in front of us.
All right, Best Picture.
Best Picture
For
hyphen
drama.
drama.
Call Me By Your Name, Dunkirk, The Post, The Shape of Water, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Shape of Water.
I don't know.
Shape
3
of-
Billboards looks really good, to be honest.
It does, and I don't like Dunkirk, and that's just pure bias. It was probably great. I hate war movies. They're boring as shit.
It was really, like, dramatically, actually, like, war being a huge focus for it, it was a huge drama.
No,
It was incredibly well done.
I need to see it, and I want to, but I hate war films, so I passed on it. I'm gonna go with Shape of Water.
I
just
can't
'cause
decide now.
Fuck the
I-
fish. Fuck the fish monster. For art.
Do not fuck it.
You know, that's my selling point right there. I was originally going to say Dunkirk because it was stellar. Shape of Water, fuck the fish.
Why kill monster when you can kiss monster?
I'm gonna be the guy to vote Dunkirk then. Dunkirk deserves at least a vote.
Yeah, no, that's why I was going to give my vote. I mean, if you want to split it 3 ways, you can throw yours up for the Billboards and we'll just call it a 3-way tie.
I want to vote Billboards because it looks great, but I haven't seen it, and I need to.
Okay.
Best Picture Comedy or Musical. Disaster Artist, Get Out, Greatest Showman, I, Tonya, Lady Bird.
Why was it Get Out in, like, drama?
It has a lot of comedic element to it. Also, well, hold on, I'm trying to remember what was the really weird one that got comedy. Martian, the Matt Damon space movie. That was a comedy because it's sci-fi.
That's
and
an adventure movie.
They don't have a
bullshit.
good place to put it.
That's
No,
bullshit. That was a drama.
that's the problem
Yeah.
with their nomination of between drama, comedy, musical.
So I'm changing mine.
It's also harder to win drama than it is comedy or musical.
Oh yeah.
Best drama
So,
was fucking Get Out, in my opinion.
I would put Lady Bird as probably one of my top ones.
I've heard Lady Bird has been getting like unrealistically high reviews.
It has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
How?
My sister
Yeah.
said it was a great movie, then she and my mom went and saw it, and neither one of them talked about it.
That's a weird thing to happen.
Yeah. And I asked about the movie, and my mom just kind of nodded it off, and I'm like, oh, I guess it was just bad.
Greatest Showman looked like it's going to be really fun. Weird that it's nominated. It doesn't look Oscar-y,
Really fun?
but
I
it
don't
looks
know.
like Baz Luhrmann style of like, don't
It does-
ask questions.
It does look Baz Luhrmann-y.
like it's just going to be fun. Don't
Is it
ask
not Baz?
questions.
Now that I think about it, is it not Baz Luhrmann?
No.
That's weird.
I, Tonya, we talked about it. It just looks like a clusterfuck. There's way
It
too
does.
much going on there. The skating movie with Margot Robbie, figure skating.
Oh.
There's just way too many plot points going on in the trailer. Like in the film, that's fine, but in the trailer, I'm just like, this is weird.
It's like if they took the main part of Moulin Rouge, where they're like singing a song, it gets out of control, and that was the trailer. They just showed you that song of Moulin Rouge where shit just get out of control.
Moulin Rouge was amazing.
Yes, it was!
Baz
it was
Luhrmann's
so
great.
good.
But if, like...
It's the not just say he's great. He's made mistakes.
So
Gatsby
if
was
Moulin
amazing.
Rouge is like off the rails
Gatsby,
song,
no man, no, he fucked up the music in Gatsby.
yeah,
I'm
there
gonna
was
fight
some-
for that day and night.
No, there were some very mistake decisions.
He tried to do something a little risk, a little.
Sometimes
like,
it paid off,
in
and
places.
sometimes it did not.
I like, for instance, although it didn't match like the setting, the huge like what built into almost every song, the XX's Together was beautiful for the movie. It like entirely set the tone between Gatsby and Daisy, but the rest and like all the Jay-Z and the hard like hip hop stuff,
it
that
didn't make any
at all
sense.
match.
It didn't fucking make sense.
None of it made sense.
His Romeo and Juliet is really dope. I recommend it if you want like a party time.
I've heard that's good.
Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama. So best actor
Well, we
for
didn't
drama.
say what our best picture
Oh,
was.
it was all over the place. Get Out, I would be able to hop on board for.
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I haven't seen The Greatest Showman, so I can't really do that.
I would be able to hop on Get Out.
I didn't see The Disaster Artist, but you guys did, right?
It was
It
not best.
Not best picture,
Not even
no.
close to best.
Okay,
picture.
no, because I saw Get Out.
Comedy
I
or
really
musical?
liked Get Out.
No,
it's Best Picture with from these choices.
Yeah, I know. I'm hating the choices though.
Exactly.
Between all those, I've got to say, I just didn't see enough of them. I can't weigh in. It's
Alright.
just you two.
I'd say Get Out personally.
I'd be willing to do that. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama. So best actor. We'll probably skip over this because I don't think either of you have seen any of these.
Nope.
Nope.
Two of them aren't out. No, wait, one of them's out. Yeah, so same with actress. Really, nothing we can do there. Bloody blah blah blah. Performance. Bloody blah blah
Oh,
blah.
wait. We saw. We can
Oh
actually.
yeah, we can weigh in on actor in a musical or comedy.
Best
Oh, yeah.
performance by an actor in a motion picture of musical or comedy.
Steve Carell on Battle of the Sexes.
Ansel Elgort, Baby Driver.
James Franco, The Disaster Artist.
Hugh Jackman, The Greatest Showman.
Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's not Ansel Elgort for me.
It isn't.
He was not a great performance.
No.
James Franco.
It might be James Franco.
The movie itself is not, but his
Nailed it.
performance, fucking wow.
Fantastic.
Again, like,
Get Out, also very impressive.
Get Out, like, it was...
In all fairness, that would be a very strong... But James Franco did such a good
Okay.
job.
It was ridiculously good.
And it wasn't, like, offensive or, like, wow, he's just clearly
Well, it was
going...
offensive to whatever alien species Tommy Wiseau is.
It was, like, a very honest performance of it, and I was like, how do you even do that? Best actress for musical comedy.
I can't vote any of those.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Those ones totally... I'm gonna give it to
It's
Saoirse
'cause
Ronan.
we don't see all these fringe films, and that's what a lot of these are.
It's
like, these
Saoirse
don't
Ronan.
come to anywhere near us.
Saoirse Ronan wins for Lady Bird.
Sure.
Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a motion picture.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
Because he needs it.
he needs it. He deserves it.
He needs it. But Sam Rockwell though.
I feel like Willem Dafoe still needs it.
Best
Alright.
or performing actress in supporting is probably going to end up being Mary J. Blige. That's just too easy of a vote.
Yeah.
It's way too easy to give that award away and be all like, "Oh, look what we did."
Oh,
Best
God.
animated film. I think it's pretty much between
Ferdinand
film.
and Coco.
No, why isn't your name there?
They don't count anime.
Actually, that is a huge bummer that your name. Well, again, these are very. It's straight up
It's
like
West-
50-something.
it's
dudes
Western.
living in LA.
Yeah, there's...
The Oscars are more likely to nominate it than this would be.
I hope they do, because it got
Yeah.
ridiculously big.
Your name should be in there, but it's Coco.
I need to pick it up on Blu-ray now that it's out. Shit.
I can get you a cheap copy then.
Coco was good. Coco was
Yeah.
not as musical as I thought it was going to be, and I wish there was more musicality in it. But the songs it did have were very enjoyable, and
It had
overall
my
it was
name.
great.
My name was the main character,
Yeah.
Miguel.
Our best director in a motion picture, we have Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water.
Martin McDonough.
McDonough.
McDonough, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk.
Ridley Scott, All the Money in the World.
Steven Spielberg, The Post.
Alright. Spielberg, no, because I
No.
don't think The Post is worth it.
No.
Scott, no, because he does not deserve any praise
Fuck
anymore.
Ridley Scott.
He just
You
needs
get
to
nothing, Scott.
He's done.
stop. 3 Billboards, hard maybe, actually. Nolan, I don't think so. I don't think Dunkirk was anything...
Directing-wise?
Directing-wise, I don't feel like it... And I guess I'm thinking of it relative to other things. I feel like it was one of his easier jobs, because I've seen a lot of mistakes that were made that were really avoidable.
Like what?
Like some of the scenes where you're supposed to believe that there's like this big intense battle going on. The suspension of disbelief was such a mess where it's just like a completely empty beach and a couple of really key shots, and it's like you forgot to put your extras in there.
I could see that.
Or like it goes dead silent for certain things for like plot purposes, and it's like it'd be like mortars, mortars, mortars. Hey, we got this really important line. Mortars, mortars, mortars. Hey, the beach is empty because it looks really cool if it's just the two of us. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, I could see. I understand that. But
I
that
would
doesn't.
say
That feels like more so doesn't fall on the director so much as the continuity.
No, the director should be on top of that kind of
Fair
stuff.
enough, but I feel like there's other people that should be maintaining the continuity for that.
I think it's between 3 Billboards and Shape of Water, and I just want Del Toro to have it.
Yeah,
I want the Mexican trifecta to be completed, even though it's a little late.
he deserves it. He
I
deserves
wish
it
it
more
was
than
right
anybody
after
else.
Cuarón, or right after Iñárritu got his, because then it would have been back to back to back. But I'll
Yeah.
take a 2-year gap on
do
it.
you think that, like, at the VGA, that Guillermo del Toro is going to get something when...
I hope so.
Yeah.
You think it was just like he saw that the other two guys got their awards, and he probably had some like hella cool movie in the works, and then he just said, "Shit, maybe I should, for them, put an award movie out," and then bumped up Shape of Water, and like, I'll make this now.
I feel like that was just, I don't think that was his exact intentions. I kind of just feel like he was sitting there and he's like, I don't know what to do next, and then someone
I
says,
feel like he knew what he was doing next.
I think that he had the idea, he just hadn't decided.
That's fair.
Like,
All right.
because he's been working on so many projects that he has
Crimson
so
Peak.
many things that he could be working on.
Crimson Peak
Oh.
was so good.
I feel like Guillermo del Toro wasn't decided on what project he was going to do next because he's got a whole bunch of things in the works.
And they're all great.
Yeah, they're all great. And he just decided...
And one of them is
I
a
can-
Pacific Rim Uprising.
And he just decided, I guess I can squeeze this one out now. And he squeezed it out, and it was good.
I think he made the responsible decision for himself because he got burned on trying to make that so many times that he was just like, you know what? I'll let somebody else be the pioneer for this. I will support it and I will endorse it, but I am so sick and tired of trying to make this happen and letting all my other projects get ignored because of it. So I think he stepped back from that to do the things that he knew were going to get made. And so I respect that.
Yeah, it's... Again, he's had so many things cut from him recently that I think he went for a sure thing. And he just needed that sure thing.
And Shape of Water looks like it's going to be 11 out of 10. Just fantastically weird. Like Pan's Labyrinth, but without any sort of filter.
All right.
So, the best original score for motion pictures. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. We skipped best screenplay.
I think screenplay is the last one we'll do.
So
Okay.
best original score, 3 Billboards,
Outside of Ebbing, Missouri. The Shape of Water.
Phantom Thread,
The Post.
and Dunkirk.
Dunkirk
Statistically, it's going to go to Dunkirk
Yeah.
because of what's his bucket.
Yeah.
From the
The
trailer,
Shape of Water seems
Shape of
really-
Water
yeah.
had amazing trailer score, so I could see that, but it's also kind of horror-ish, and people will probably be like, "Oh, it was not a
It wasn't
real
as
score."
suspenseful as I wanted it to be.
There's a lot of like weird elitism with those kinds of things where like, "Oh, those kinds of movies don't get score wins."
It's whack.
Best screenplay.
We have Guillermo del Toro and Vanessa Taylor for The Shape of Water.
Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird.
Liz Hannah and Jazz Singer for The Post.
Martin McDonough, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Aaron Sorkin, Molly's Game.
Can I just... What the fuck is 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, even?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
It
You
is.
look at these 3 billboards for 90 minutes.
Okay.
That's all it is. It's might as... People aren't actually convinced it's not just a picture.
No, I want to see it really bad. It looks good.
I want to see... Probably Lady Bird.
I didn't see Laybird. I
Or,
didn't see 3
well,
billboards.
I'm saying for things to win. I want it to not be Molly's game, basically. As long as it's not Molly's game, I'll be happy.
Where did Sorkin come from?
I don't like Sorkin, honestly. Everyone's like, oh, he's the greatest screenwriter ever. No, he's the best Aaron Sorkin ever. There are so many things that if anybody who wasn't him was doing it, it would just be so trash. And that's not to say, oh, he's such a good screenwriter, he pulls it off. It's just, he is allowed to do the things that he does, whether or not they're good. And people just write it off as, oh yeah, that's Sorkin.
Yeah, alright, I can see that.
I don't enjoy
It is
a
Sorkin.
large... Like, Social Network was great and all, but I can only do that shit for so much before it just becomes a gimmick. And that's how I feel about a lot of his writing, is it's very kind of a gimmick thing. But he is an impressive writer. He does pump out pretty consistently stellar material. I just don't think he's, by any stretch, the greatest writer of all time. And every time he doesn't win,
Just wait till
it
it gets
makes me
published.
happy.
So
It's
then
gonna
we've
be
got...
me, boyos.
Also,
Next.
Greta Gerwig, I think, is a first-time writer on this.
Hmm.
Well, it's not her debut, I don't think, but she was predominantly an actor before. So this is her stepping into new territory with directing and writing Lady Bird.
It's pretty
By the
cool.
way, I hope you don't think we were done, because there's so many more categories.
No, there's a million, but I don't think we'll
Why
be
are
able
there
to
a
weigh
million
into
Golden
like...
Globes?
So I'll go
None of
down...
us have cable, so I don't know how the hell we're supposed to do all these
Well,
television.
There's the thing, and it's all I see is Kyle MacLachlan, and I see Twin Peaks, and that's just what's that category
Well,
for
Twin
me.
Peaks won whatever category it was nominated in.
Yeah.
Stranger
Sure
Things, what
is
was
gonna
that?
best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a series,
Oh, for
limited
David
series.
Harbour.
Yeah, so David Harbour's Stranger Things.
Christian Slater, maybe.
No.
No,
Alexander Skarsgård.
Christian Slater doesn't deserve anything after
Yeah.
Slater versus Slater.
Yeah. He deserves nothing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, like,
Ever again.
yeah, so then pretty much nothing else.
Oh, Shailene Woodley has a thing in television.
Why?
Good for her.
Why?
You know who needs more shit?
It's weird that she's getting work outside of John Green.
Oh, best performance by an actor in a television series, Kevin Bacon. I Love Dick.
Yep. He just took that
Free the
YouTube
Dick.
video, and yeah, he took Free the Dick, and he's like, I want a TV show. It's just him talking about his penis for a really long time. And if it's not, that's what it should be.
It
Yeah.
really should be.
What was I gonna...
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing else on here.
Instead of any amount of Shailene Woodley, we should just go all in on Cara Delevingne.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, let's
Yep.
all collectively as a society decide that that's gonna be our young adult and
I like her.
dramatic
I like
actress.
that she was just like a person that got picked up as a model, got picked up as an actor. She's
or
living
what's her
the
bucket
life.
from what is it? Ex Machina. Is that Alicia Vikander?
Was that
Oh.
Vikander?
I'll check.
Because she was great in The Danish Girl.
Yeah.
She was great in like most things.
She won for The Danish Girl. That's right.
Yeah, Ex Machina was her. Yeah, so she, by the way, if you haven't seen Ex Machina,
It's for $7.50 on Blu-ray at work. I'm picking it up.
the last
It's-
5 minutes of it pissed me the hell
No.
off.
No, the
No,
elevator
it's
scene.
the
should have
last 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I've rewatched it and I've come to terms with it, and I'm like, you know what? I understand. But in the theater, I was so pissed. I was like, end it, please. Don't make me lose all this momentum.
Yeah.
It was such a bad taste in my mouth after loving so much of it, to have the ending just pull that shit on me. I was like, I know he's trapped. Don't show me him throwing a chair. Like, so much of it, she just should have walked out, light
Got in the
trees in the
elevator.
background,
Yeah.
end. It should have
It's-
just, like, faded to white with the door opening.
No, fuck it. It should have faded.
Or even in the elevator.
Right, like,
yeah.
as the elevator doors
That's all I
shut,
needed.
just cut to black and start rolling credits.
I did not need her trip around wherever at the weird ball thing and him
Yeah,
trying
there's-
to escape and him giving up.
they spent no time world building outside of that world, outside of that like one building. There was you looked out the window of that first little scene, you saw, okay, this is a different time entirely.
Yeah, I would have been okay with it.
There was no reason to go back to that time. Like
I was disappointed.
You showed too much at the wrong time.
And again, looking back after a second watch, I'm like, okay, I get it, but I really wish you hadn't.
Dricta, you thought we were talking about the Golden Globes, but we're reviewing Ex Machina.
Three years
this
late.
is like the third time we've had this exact conversation.
Yeah, we've had this almost word for word several times.
It just bugs me so much.
I
love that movie so much.
It's such a good fucking movie. There's just no fucking reason. It would have done so much better had they just stopped.
Yeah.
Speaking... Oh, wait, no, that was...
It's a good thing Bryce is in here, because you guys would go for another 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to say other things that should have stopped. But we've already addressed how much Baby Driver doesn't need a sequel.
Oh my god, it doesn't need a sequel.
It's actually the first time in a while that I've felt the need... Or that I felt like they've made a completely pointless sequel. They haven't done that in... Like, there's been sequels where it's like, oh, this again.
No.
But this is the first one in a while where it's just been a purely pointless one.
Blade Runner 2049, I'll fight for it day and night. 100% pointless sequel.
Yeah, there was no reason for it. It was the perceived audience because everybody loves stills from it and everyone likes the ideas of it, but not everyone likes it.
Yep.
Or the world that it... Like, they love... little scenes here and there. They love that Japanese girl on the LED screen. But I'll be damned if any of them are going to sit through watching, it a second time.
So how do you feel that, like, Blade Runner in its essence stacks up when you compare it to Ghost in the Shell?
Wait, so you say compare the two?
What are you asking here?
Which should we prefer?
Because, so, like, there's a message behind both of them. Yeah. And that's at one point, at what point are we human?
Okay.
So which do you feel delivers the message better? Of we are human so long as we perceive ourselves as human, or we are human so long as we were human?
Okay, we're specifically talking about the Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell?
Yes.
Okay, because I would have given it to the original animated film, probably.
Yeah, hands down. But, like, my thoughts are, like, so you have Blade Runner, then I feel that, like, Ghost in the Shell movie was basically trying to bank off of Blade Runner, and then you've got the new Blade Runner that's like, okay, we can do this better than Ghost in the Shell did.
I don't know, because they handle the topic really interestingly, specifically with just Jared Leto's character as a human being. Like, he has such great villain motivation. And it's weird because it's really not. Like, it should be a problem, but I just buy it. I buy it so hard in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it was the costume. I don't know if it was, like, the rooms he was in. It was just this sort of completely... There's so much going on, but I bought into it so much.
They worked hard to support it.
Unlike What's-Her-Face, his assistant.
My God. Blade Runner 2049 might still be, to be honest, but it would have, without a hesitation of a doubt, been my picture of the year, if not for Love. God damn, was she terrible.
Just the worst character.
I can't at all comprehend how she made it through it. But we've gone over that, and I've gone over that.
So you think that the Blade Runner handle, like, Blade Runner remake was a better spiritual successor than Ghost in the Shell?
Spiritual successor? I mean, yeah, I guess, because Johansson butchered it.
Yeah.
So spiritual successor-wise, yes, Blade Runner was better.
Alright, I guess we'll hop onto another award show that we kind of skipped over last week.
VGA?
VGA. How did we feel about...
Bloodborne 2.
Bloodborne 2. Yeah.
Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne 2!
I mean, the whole country, yes. But,
it's like, so...
For, like, wins, losses, nominations that really shouldn't have been there.
I didn't even get to take a glance at it because I've just been busy with work.
Alright, well, we'll pull this up for Michael. While,
the VGAs I actually have always kind of not cared about because...
They're just the first award. They're not even, like, the most significant or the most recognized. They're just the first ones.
Yeah. No, they're just there. And they're only still there because they were the first ones. That's why.
Alright, let's see. I didn't have this prepped.
No, neither did I. Are we going with the South by Southwest? No.
No, just the Game Awards.
VGA.
The Game
From
Awards
Spike?
2017. Here we go. I got this list for
Alright.
you. Jury voted awards. So, Game of the Year went to Breath of the Wild. I don't think that was a surprise at all.
No.
Surprise? No.
Again, there's very few things this year that could have competed with that. The only other fucking thing would have been another Nintendo game.
I don't think Odyssey deserves it one bit.
Odyssey does not deserve the nomination.
Fun as hell, amazing, really creative, really inventive. Some of the stuff they did, like the small details, the end of New Donk City is so mind-blowingly, possibly one of my greatest Nintendo levels of anything ever. That game can be beaten in 3 hours, and it's purely just a
Farm
completion.
collectibles.
Yeah, it's just a grind. It's only as big as it is time-wise, gameplay-wise, because it's just a redundant grind, and that's a bit of a bummer. I enjoyed the shit out of it, though.
You can beat Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild pretty quick, too. So long as you don't grind.
But it has a bigger sandbox.
Oh, yeah. No, that's very fair.
It's
The
too
fact
much of
that-
a collectathon for me to say that it should deserve Game of the Year.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has a feature in the game where it logs like the first 200 hours of where you travel,
Yeah.
and you can check that map at any time.
PUBG
Yeah.
should not have been in there
Not at all.
at all. What?
It's
First
not
of all,
even released yet.
it's not. Well, you know what
it
they
just
did?
released.
They announced release so that they could get within the window, because people are like, you can't nominate PUBG, it's not released, and they said, hey guys, we're released now, so we can be nominated.
No, they released on Xbox.
But
it's still in alpha. It's still in
No,
beta
it's-
on
it's-
PC, but it's released on Xbox.
if your entire game can be created as a custom mode in GTA 5, I don't think you can be nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I feel like that sort of is like a disqualifier.
It's also not at all a new concept.
No, it's just it's fun. It's great. It is one of the best things of what it does. It is not Game of the Year.
It's what bothered me about Overwatch winning a bunch of awards and being nominated everywhere is that Overwatch is not new. It's been done before, but because it did it better, it gets nominations. That's what PUBG is this year, is Overwatch.
I don't know. I think Overwatch is still a game worth nominating, though.
I don't.
For a
I
lot
do
of
not.
the stuff.
I disagree very strongly, and I love Overwatch, and I love Blizzard. I'm probably the biggest Blizzard fanboy beyond Michael because he actually played WoW.
Fair.
Like, at its core, I think I'm a harder Blizzard fan.
No, yeah.
No, you've probably
You play
played
the
more
most
than me.
IPs, and you've put the most time into them.
But Overwatch did not deserve as many nominations as it got, and it did not deserve as many wins as it got.
I don't think PUBG deserves a single nomination.
I think Overwatch is in the same sector.
Damn.
Neither of
that's
them
harsh.
are original. Neither of them are new. Overwatch did some things better, but it is not at all
So you'd
a
say
fresh
Team
concept.
Fortress never should have been recognized either, for the same reason?
Team Fortress was not a good game.
No, it shouldn't have been nominated
It
because
was
it's just
free.
really not worth that, but fun as hell.
It was a pioneer, though.
Okay.
In its zone, Team Fortress, I could see it having been nominated. Both Overwatch and PUBG are coming way in on the wake.
I really hate...
They've learned how to ride that wave.
The
and
only
they've
thing I
perfected
don't
it.
like about Overwatch's nomination or win was Best Ongoing Game. I think that's a bullshit category.
It's a
and
bullshit category.
It was sort of just, how can we give Overwatch Game of the Year again?
If it's basically, to me, unless it was groundbreakingly different, if any MOBA came out and won an award, like a new MOBA, it would just boggle me. I would not be able to comprehend it unless it was so very variety, like
Yeah.
just apples to trees different than other MOBAs. Then that's what Overwatch and PUBG are to me. It's just apples and oranges with every other game. It doesn't make sense for them to have been nominated or to have won anything.
I'm glad Cuphead won something, though.
I'm glad it won something.
Be-
I don't know
if
it
nothing
should've.
else, just for their efforts. Maybe
Yes.
not for the product, but for their efforts.
For their efforts.
And for making a product as quality as they did,
A
They
Cuphead
deserved
win
at the
is
least what they got.
a Da Vinci Revenant win.
Mm.
That's what it is.
And I think that Horizon Zero Dawn possibly could have been a good contender for art,
It could have been a contender.
but Destiny 2 was the odd one out in that category.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Persona
No, that's
is a
why I
little
hate the
weird
Game
because it's
Awards.
nothing really terribly
No.
different from other Personas.
The Game
for
Awards
art-
No, it is.
For art direction.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's a lot of the personas still have like the same basic thing, but as far as like the level design and enemies, it's honestly interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see a
Okay.
giant penis in P5.
That's true.
There is.
No,
Oh,
you
right, I
meant
was
P4.
wrong.
There was literally a giant penis.
No, there's a
in
giant.
P4.
I can.
I
pull
didn't
up the,
see one in P5. Is
I'll
what I'm
pull it
saying.
up right now.
I wish you wouldn't.
It's coming out. Whooping it out.
Best narrative. Hellblade actually got a lot of nominations, and I
did.
was happy for it. Because I remember the trailer being forced upon me on the PlayStation Store, and I was like, that's interesting. I won't buy it. I should, but I won't. But I'm glad it gets stuff, because it looked like it was actually pretty quality.
It was.
Here. Giant penis.
Great.
It's
the
a
coach.
giant penis on a chariot with tentacles coming out
Yep,
the back.
I saw it. It was horrible. Wish I didn't.
Best score went to Nier.
That's deserved.
I'm not surprised.
That is fucking
Not
deserved.
surprised.
That is. Holy shit.
If Michael is willing to say that anything beat Persona in the best score category, that means it deserved it.
Well,
Like-
keep in mind, Nier is actually basically Persona to him. It's some weeb level shit.
I'm not gonna lie. There are 26 endings to Nier.
Yeah, it's
So ending A, then you go to ending B, and it's like basically New Game Plus. Then like it's 5-10 minutes to each of the different endings based on where you saved, if you saved in the right spots. There's an ending
Brilliant.
where your character literally decides, I'm not gonna fight anymore. I'm gonna fish for the rest of my life.
it's a good ending.
Games for Impact, I'm sure, was a pretty contentious one for people who gave a shit. Because it went to Hellblade, and it beat Life is Strange Before the Storm.
I don't think a sequel.
No,
like
Life
that
is Strange.
Before the Storm didn't do anything. Life is Strange.
If
did
it was just Life is Strange, I think, then
No,
that would
Life
have been
is
a
Strange
bigger...
by itself
Right.
was a good game. Before the Storm just took all the took the interesting concept of the game and said we're not going to do the interest anymore. You guys like the characters from Life is Strange, right? Not the mechanic, because the mechanic was fun.
Yeah,
Ugh.
And then, yeah, best ongoing game, really fucking stupid.
it's so stupid.
Indie game was a race. That one was actually between Cuphead, Hellblade, Edith Finch, Night in the Woods, fair. Pyre, really fucking weird.
No, it's
No.
it's kind
It's
of
not their best.
It'd be like if Bethesda didn't get nominated for something. It's basically
No, yeah.
shit. What are they called?
Supergiant.
Supergiant Games. If you're gonna give them a nomination for what they put out.
Yeah.
Empire isn't undeserving of one, but it isn't deserving of one.
No, it's not the best. Like,
They're the
I
Meryl
feel like
Streep studio.
Bastion
Yeah.
and Transistor are so far beyond Pyre.
Oh yes.
And
Samus
Pyre came
Returns.
out years later.
They didn't want to make another one.
Yeah, I know.
Because they see what's happening to studios like what's it From Software.
Yeah.
They're now the you guys need to make Dark Souls. It's
Hmm.
like, hey, but could we make, I don't know, maybe Armored Core? And it's like no.
They've received such backlash over the Armored Core thing that's I'm positive that's why they're doing whatever it is that teaser from
Yeah.
I'm
Game
just
Awards
pissed off.
is.
Like, no, I want that to be just a fake teaser. And then, like...
JK Armored Core 2.
Like, that trailer goes on for a little bit longer, and, like, the marrow reforms, and, like, a mech suit comes back on.
It's dumb, you're
the
dumb.
greatest bait and switch ever.
It'd be so good.
Samus Returns annoyed me as the best handheld game.
It was bad.
I don't know how you can make a remake the best handheld game.
No, it was...
Remakes should just not
It's not even a remake at the point that it's at. There's fundamental mechanical changes.
No, it's different.
It's like basically
it's
it's a
significantly
remake in
different.
terms of so the premise of the game is you go kill 20 things. That's the premise of
Yeah.
the game, and then it's just we added a parry mechanic, and now all these bosses and enemies are different. And
No,
it
they
just,
changed a lot of shit in a big way. It's a very amazing remake.
it got boring.
But it should not have... I don't think that really
There
should
were-
deserve to win.
It was not a good handheld game. There was actually things that you could not see on the screen.
Wolfenstein 2 beat out Destiny and Neo for best action game.
I can see it.
I
Yeah,
can see it.
It's an action game.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wolfenstein didn't try to be anything else. Neo was very interesting and it actually had a lot of great stuff, but it wasn't a hard action game.
Neo was a very solid innovator.
So it was sort of
yes.
just most genre game went to Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Best action game is always just who was the diehardiest.
who who else could win best action game this year?
Best RPG, Michael, was it Persona or Final Fantasy or Nier Automata?
Not Final Fantasy.
No, it wasn't 15. It could not have been 15.
Between
Is
Persona...
it Heaven's Word? Is it Heaven's Word or is it?
No, it's 15.
Okay, so
It's between 15 Persona and Nier Automata.
I'm gonna have to say Persona 5 because reviewers probably stopped at the first ending and decided that Nier wasn't good.
It did go to Persona. Divinity pretty much was just
Divinity
there.
Original Sin was not gonna win that, but it
just
deserves that nomination.
It does.
Connor, do you know about the new race added in Divinity?
No.
There's a skeleton race.
Oh,
So you're a race of skeletons. People don't want to interact with you, but what you can do is you can kill a villager and then take and wear their skin.
you can be their skeleton man.
You can wear the villager's skin, and people will treat you as though you were that villager.
You'll be half man, half skeleton.
Oh my god. Why are we not playing that?
Because it's PC only.
Ah!
Injustice 2 got fighting game.
No!
And Nidhogg 2 should have gotten it. Let's be
Tekken 7!
Tekken 7's very impressive right now.
Tekken
ARMS
7...
is actually incredibly enjoyable. It's not best
Injustice-
fighting game, but it's enjoyable. as
Injustice. I have not touched Injustice. They probably improved it a lot over Injustice 1. I'll give it
hell.
that.
They did, yeah.
But things that should not have been on that list, like it got the nomination. This probably got the nomination because it was just a AAA game.
Yeah.
Was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That is such a trash game. There are so many fucking shitty things that should not work but do.
Nidhogg 2 is like, shit, no other fighters came out. What
No.
do we got?
The reason why Nidhogg 2 didn't win is just because of the new art style.
No, I'm saying
Have
the
you
reason
seen
it
it?
was nominated, it was
Yeah,
just
the
like,
new
we
art's
ran
so
out.
shit.
If they had just like stuck with the weapon changes, that would have been fine.
It kills
Well,
me. Like, I can't
can't-
enjoy it as much.
Samantha and I love Nidhogg OG.
It's
I was
so
like,
good.
Nidhogg 2, this is gonna be... We look at the... I like go to the page. She's watching me go to the page. And it's like, we're not buying this. I'm like, I'm not buying this.
Yeah. It's too weird.
If it was just the same pixel art men with just the different weapons, that would have been fine. But they're
Just
like...
an
great.
insanely expanded pixel art game, I would have been all about it.
Because it's like... But now it's just, oh, okay, we've got these really weird creatures, and I don't want to handle them, and this looks gross.
Do you... Okay, so your personal opinions, and we'll end on this one. Best multiplayer ended up going to PUBG. Should it have gone to PUBG, Call of Duty World War II,
No.
Destiny 2, Fortnite, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which really shouldn't be a remake, a Game of the Year edition of a Wii U game should not be eligible, but
No.
whatever. Or Splatoon 2.
Destiny from that
Destiny
list.
2.
That's
For
what I
best-
thought.
For best multiplayer.
I really feel like that should have gone to it, and
Yeah.
the fact that it went to PUBG was purely to just cater to the hype. I think that's that's your thing.
No, that's what that's why I hate the Game Awards. Is they always nominate the wrong people and they give because of hype.
And Call of Duty's World War II, it fixed the one problem, which was people dying too slowly.
Call of Duty, I don't think should ever win best multiplayer at this point, unless again they completely fucking change
it's
the
apples
game.
to trees.
Yeah, I was
Mario Kart 8 does not belong in there. Splatoon 2, Splatoon 1 was better.
So,
Splatoon 2 nomination is just a pity nomination.
Samantha's brother loves Call of Duty. Owns every single one of them. He's played every single one of them. He bought Call of Duty World War II. This is the only game he's ever returned.
I know a lot of people, like streamers and like people who are all in on Call of Duty, a lot of them were trashing on it. I hopped in on a couple day one streams just to see, and generally people were actually disappointed with it, which is
It does not
weird.
look good.
Fortnite, while fun, probably no. It'd be like Plants vs Zombies wearing best strategy game or something. Which it basically did with Mario Rabbids winning, but whatever.
Like, what?
What's the one up there that had like right there best strategy game?
Yep, Mario Rabbids won over Halo Wars 2, big
That's
surprise.
understandable.
Total War Warhammer 2, Tooth and Tail.
Not understandable. not understandable.
XCOM 2 War
For
of the Chosen.
the last 3, for
No.
fucking the
Halo Wars. I said Halo Wars understandable.
Yes.
That it lost. Yeah.
That's what I.
Total War Warhammer 2. No, that way beat it.
Tooth and Tail.
way beat it.
Fucking
XCOM 2 War of the Chosen way beat it.
War of the Chosen should have absolutely.
I get
blown
It's
that
XCOM
category.
3.
Here's my thoughts on this. This is the exact same fucking thing with Nier. The reason why Nier didn't win, and it's because the reviewers couldn't got to the first ending and didn't do anything. The reviewers just didn't get to XCOM 2. They played it on easy mode, then they just didn't have any challenge.
The problem with these award shows is that they use the same group for the voting in every category rather than experts in categories to vote.
And that's why the Oscars
And
do so well.
there were some categories that we just had no opinion on, and it's just okay, yeah, fucking blew past that. And then you go to okay, here's the stuff, and it's why? This is the child's first game. Why would you ever enjoy this?
Not to be a hypocrite. So, I mean, actually, in order to not be a hypocrite, I don't think War of the Chosen, for the same reasons that I feel like Mario Kart 8 and such, I feel an expansion
I feel
to a
that-
game, it is amazing.
No, I do respect what you're saying,
But
and I get what you're saying.
I have to say,
but I think there's a harsh distinction.
There is a distinction, and I'm okay with it, but I do have that same level of, should that really be there? But it was so stellar. It was so different. It was so expansive.
Well, it was because it was
you know what?
It's so massive.
It's so
Here's
huge.
something.
They could have called it XCOM 3, and I would have ran with it.
Exactly.
Because of the way it was re-released, basically what you're saying is, in order for that to be on there, you got to put Dark Souls 3 fires
Exactly.
that Dark Souls 3 gets on
Or,
the slot
Blood
because
and
they
Wine.
re-released it, and
Well, Blood and Wine actually got a lot of nominations, and it deserved its wins.
yeah,
I'm just saying, DLC, I feel like could be its own, or expansions or things like that could be their own thing.
And some things they are.
yeah, no, there's a lot of categories that's just best DLC.
MoistyVoice Game of the Year had it.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have it this year too.
Oh yeah, but
Please be very excited for MoistyBoiz Game of the Year awards show.
We'll get drunk.
We're
again.
gonna be on camera. This time you get to see it when someone falls
Drunk
over.
camera.
drunk camera. It's mostly a lot
It's
of
gonna be
being
called
on the floor.
We're actually gonna have to put a little burn
We're
thing
gonna
in the
need two
lower
different
part of the screen.
cameras.
They're gonna have the
floor
floor
cam
cam
and couch cam.
We have the floor cam. That's the cam up there, and we got couch cam right here.
Yeah, there we go. We've got our setup.
God.
So
It's giving a
again,
mess.
we're gonna have drunk tank up there in couch cam.
Well, you have that to look forward to.
Please
a
be
couple
very
sessions
excited.
from now.
Yeah, not that long out.
Yeah,
This
that's
was the
2
Moisty
weeks.
Voice episode
Episode
34. We shared a lot of our opinions and shit. A lot of them were bad. If you enjoyed this, please share it with all your friends. We're on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud,
Hit that.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, almost everything. You can hit us up.
We're
you
there.
Can share us with friends.
You
If
can
we're
taste
not
us.
there, make us the account and send it to moistyvoice@gmail.com.
Make accounts for us
Oh.
and email them to us.
Oh
And
yeah,
if you
by the
ever
way,
have
I
any
need questions to just be able to force these people to answer awkward things.
Yeah.
So please send your awkward questions to moistyvoice@gmail.com. Once again, that's moisty.
That's moist,
voice.
yvoice@gmail.com.
Moistyvoice.